Major Beats, the heavy hitter.
You have entered the doors to This Is Where Zap podcast, also known as Tawia. So therefore, you are now affiliated. You are now family. Thank y'all for stopping by. We want you to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and also turn on post notifications so you know when we post our videos. Yes, we have dope content, so you will never ever miss it once you hit that bell. Thank y'all for stopping by. I go by the name of El Jefe. I'm your host, and I got my partner, my co-host, Shelly Baby, in the house. Talk to you guys soon. Peace. Over the weekend news from This Is Where Zap podcast, a lot has gone on, but one stood out more than the other.
That's good.
We are talking about the loss of Regina King Son, the late Ian Alexander Jr. But thank y'all for tuning in to This Is Where Zap podcast. I go by the name of El Jefe. I am your host, and my lovely co-host is here as well, and she goes by the name of
Shelly Baby
in the house. Today, over the weekend, we've heard some news that was devastating to a lot. And I can only imagine how Regina King feels, though I don't know how she feels. I can't put myself in her shoes. But I do know that if anything has or would ever happen to any of my siblings or son, I don't know how I would feel. I would be all over the place. My mind wouldn't know what to think. I wouldn't know what to do. So this goes out to everybody out there who's lost someone this year, last year, some years ago. But let's talk about it. I don't know if you guys heard, but Regina King Son has passed. And what happened was he committed suicide. We're going to give our insight on situations like this as well. But we're going to start off by talking about him. Have you heard the news already, Shelly?
Of course.
How do you feel about this?
That's devastating. I mean, I personally admire Regina King for her acting. I've followed her for years. The Boys Blind Boondocks, when she was on 227.
Yep.
It's, even when she recently co-starred in the movie The Harder They Fall.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she was great. She's a great actress. She seems to have a wonderful personality. Of course, I don't know her personally, but I'm just looking at it from the aspect of her being a mother and me being a mother,
right.
As well. Of course, I have a son and a daughter, but I just can't imagine. I just cannot imagine, especially considering how close, they were, and I think I had read the matching tattoos that they had both gotten on their arm,
right,
that said unconditional love in Arabic, you know what I mean? And she always spoke so highly of him, every award show where she may have won an award, she always spoke highly of him. He always accompanied her, during the awards ceremony.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know. And the sad thing is, you never really know what goes on behind closed doors and goes on behind the scenes. A person can be out in front and center, and they can have like the biggest smile on their face, and they can speak so eloquently about just all this, which you might see as positive energy, but then you just never know. You never know what really is going on in that person's mind.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, this is, what they're saying happened in terms of suicide. And I think you and I, we touched on this in a previous podcast.
Right.
Where we were talking about, even though we were discussing children, teenagers and things of that nature, bullying and how that sometimes play a role with children feeling suicidal. Of course, Ian, I believe he had just had a birthday, like 2 days before.
Right.
And so he had just turned 26. That's young. And I do see this happening more and more within the African American community, especially with Black males or African American males. Mm-hmm. And that's sad because, you just don't know. And I think, we talked about this also when we were talking about the importance of communication and things like that, even if it's something that you feel like, okay, well, you can't really talk to this person, you can't really talk to that person. Sometimes it's just important to just talk to someone you may not even know. Right. Even if it's, a therapist or whatever. But we're kind of speculating because, like I said, we don't really know. We don't have firsthand knowledge, of course, just what we've become privy to within the headlines. But all I can say is that, like I said, as me being a mom, and even if I didn't have my own children, I just can't imagine. I mean, that was her only child too. So, yeah, that's my thought on that. That's my thought. I just pray and wish, that they would be comforted, in this time.
Yes, definitely.
Grieving and yeah, definitely love and light.
The thing about it is, you could be spending time with your kid or kids today, and they can be taken from you tomorrow. And in your mind, you're going to see them tomorrow, but you don't know what they're going through today. So that's why I want to encourage all parents out there to get closer to your children, get close to your kids, and develop a relationship where they can talk to you about anything. And I'm not saying that he had issues or he was going through something that he couldn't talk to Miss King, but I'm saying that you want your kids to be able to talk to you about anything they're going through, because suicide isn't the key. Suicide isn't the step they should be taking when they're going through something. Because sometimes kids don't tell their parents they got issues. And sometimes we look at people with the success their parents have or they have and think they have no problems. That's not true.
Not at all, because they're still people.
They are. We all are human. We all are humans and we go through things. It's just some know how to handle things better than others. So prayers go out to the Alexander family and the King family. And we also want to say, even though this month is not Suicide Awareness Month, but I would like to say that reach out to everybody, kids, family, wherever or whoever is in your family. Just check on them every day. Just check on them. I know sometimes people in my family I don't call every day. I don't hear from often, but sometimes the eye opener are the things that you see and that you hear to make you be better to do things that you should be doing anyway. Because though everybody have their own lives, just check on somebody once in a while. It won't hurt you. So, prayers again to the King and Alexander family. Hope you're able to get through this. Get some guidance. Don't worry yourself. Your kid is in a better place. Mr. Ian Alexander Jr., the late Jr., resting well with the man above. So Regina, if you're out there and you hear this, just know everything's gonna be okay. He's in a better place. He's now your angel. He's guarding you and protecting you from here on out. Thank y'all for tuning in to This Is Where Zap Podcast.